At this point in time, the future of BioWare is very much uncertain. For a long period of time, the studio was known for being one of the very best developers in the industry. They seemed to be able to do no wrong. Every single game they created was a masterpiece. They were beloved because they made amazing RPGs. However, as of late, they have certainly had quite a fall from grace. Then last year at E3, they announced their brand new IP, known as Anthem, which appeared to be an MMO online multiplayer focused game along the lines of Destiny, which, as I've mentioned in previous videos, is not a style of game that appeals to me personally. But there was no doubt the game looked visually appealing and looked gorgeous, and even though they had released a few duds, maybe BioWare could return with this game by having a good crack at a new genre. But it seems things are not looking good at BioWare, which isn't entirely shocking considering their recent history. But Jason Schreier from Kotaku has released an article revealing some inside details on Anthem's current development status, and providing a bit of insight into exactly what is going down at BioWare right now. I'll leave a link to the article in the description below. Over the past few months, BioWare has essentially transformed into a single game studio as it harnesses its team to work on the ambitious multiplayer action game Anthem, sources say. There are still small teams maintaining Star Wars: The Old Republic and piecing together the next Dragon Age, which was recently rebooted, but the bulk of BioWare's staff in both Edmonton and Austin are now on Anthem. And there's a sense among BioWare employees that the company's future is inextricably tied to this game. Anthem, which was announced at E3 2017, is now scheduled for release in early 2019, according to the 3 people familiar with the project. The fall 2018 window mentioned during that E3 announcement was never realistic, one source said. Exact dates remain in flux, and Anthem's developers must also plan for a beta release, an EA Access launch, and an ongoing schedule of patches and updates, but it appears unlikely to developers that publisher EA will allow BioWare to delay the game any further than March 2019, when the company's 2019 fiscal year comes to an end. To BioWare staff, the stakes feel higher than they ever have. As one developer told me, there's a belief that if Anthem doesn't live up to EA's expectations, BioWare will look very different in the future, especially after the disappointment of Mass Effect Andromeda led to EA absorbing BioWare Montreal into the EA Motive Studio. Now, with a year left in development and a climate that's grown more turbulent thanks to controversies over EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Activision's Destiny 2, pressure is mounting for Anthem to be great. Over the last year, as Anthem's production ramped up and BioWare began putting more and more of its staff on the project, things appear to have improved. When I asked one source recently whether Anthem's struggles fell more into the category of this game is screwed or game development is really hard, the source said that over time it had veered from the former into the latter. So there is much more to that article. As I said, do check it out in the description. It's a fantastic read. But essentially what we learned from all this is that the morale at BioWare certainly doesn't seem to be great these days. Mass Effect Andromeda was a huge letdown, a huge disappointment in the eyes of many fans. Then it only gets worse with the fact that yes, they revealed this new IP being Anthem that looks fantastic, but with all the microtransaction debate and the loot box discussions that have been going on in the industry as of late, and a lot of the controversies regarding recent games, some of which being EA games, mainly Star Wars Battlefront 2, the many issues that have come up with these games as live services. All of that controversy and discussion would certainly be getting to EA and BioWare's heads, I would imagine. In particular with the recent community uproar with Destiny 2, considering those two games, Anthem and Destiny 2, do seem to be very similar in terms of how you play the game, and what genre it falls into. All of that has to be getting to their heads. Not to mention the overwhelmingly negative feedback coming from the gaming community regarding Star Wars Battlefront 2, and regarding EA as a company as a whole, certainly isn't going to be boosting hopes for this game. Right now it seems to be a perfect storm of everything going against BioWare, because not only is there that negative morale, that negative discussion regarding that kind of game, that kind of genre of game that Anthem is, there's also the development status of Anthem itself, where the game was originally said to be releasing fall 2018, which never really seemed totally believable anyway. But now it's pretty much confirmed at this point through these sources that fall 2018 is definitely not going to be happening. Anthem always seemed to be a very ambitious project, and there were many doubts within BioWare, as this article reveals, that BioWare's full vision for the game could never be realised, and that the development process was not going well at all. And even though it's great that that seems to be improving, that the status of the game seems to be improving, it doesn't stop the fact that it still appears BioWare is struggling with the development process of Anthem. So you're struggling with development, and EA has already stated that the game may be coming out late 2018. That studio must be feeling a lot of pressure right now. They're devoting all their resources into this game, they're not going to be able to make the original release target, and EA is putting pressure on them to make sure the game is released before before March 2019, which, by the sounds of this, I don't know if that's going to be possible. I don't think it's likely at all that this game will be able to be completed by that period of time, especially in the form of BioWare's full vision for what this game is. It is possible that they released a toned down, average version of the game by that time, and then try their best to improve it in updates and DLC and whatnot. But that would be very disappointing. EA should be doing the right thing here. They should be giving BioWare the time that they need. It seems like March 2019 is going to be a struggle for them to get it out by that time. I'm sure it's not helpful having EA constantly telling you this game needs to be out quicker, because in that case there's no way in hell the game is going to be as great as it could potentially be. It's not going to live up to its potential. And at the end of the day, all I care about and all we should care about as gamers is that BioWare is able to deliver a fantastic game and a fun experience. So I hope EA holds this game, lets BioWare take their time with it, and allow Anthem to come out as the best game it possibly can be. Because if that doesn't happen, Anthem comes out and it's a disappointment, it's a miss, it's a letdown, then I really think the future of BioWare is dire. And the studio, as we've known it in the past, may be dead for good. This Anthem situation, with it seemingly being delayed into 2019, all of this proves that this game is a make or break moment for BioWare. This game could bring them back to prominence in the industry, or it could kill them for good. And for their sake, I hope this game succeeds. So as always, please leave your thoughts on this topic in the comment section down below. This has been SirCazz. Please do take care, and farewell.